Brazilian, human Barbie, influencer's mysterious death sparks outrage as family rejects official cause. The sudden and tragic death of Brazilian influencer Bárbara Jankavski, widely known online as the human Barbie, has taken a disturbing turn after authorities released her official cause of death, and her family publicly rejected it. Jankavski, who had amassed more than 400,000 followers across her social media platforms, built a controversial yet highly visible career documenting her extreme beauty transformations. Through dozens of plastic surgeries and cosmetic enhancements, she crafted a doll-like image that both fascinated and polarized audiences in Brazil and beyond. But now, her life, image, and legacy have been violently interrupted by a death that investigators claim was an accidental drug overdose, a conclusion that her family and prosecutors say simply does not add up. Official cause of death: accidental cocaine use. Authorities in São Paulo announced this week that Bárbara Jankavski died as a result of acute cocaine intoxication, ruling her death an accident, according to reports from Brazilian news outlet G1. According to investigators, she allegedly ingested an illicit substance during a private encounter on November 2, after which she lost consciousness and never woke up. Police say there were no immediate signs of physical assault on her body, and toxicology tests revealed the presence of narcotics consistent with a fatal overdose. However, even as officials moved to close the case under the classification of accidental death, a powerful opposition quickly formed, led by Jankowski's family and the Public Prosecutor's Office of São Paulo. Family and prosecutors believe she was murdered. Almost immediately after the official ruling was released, Jankowski's relatives made it clear they did not accept the authorities' conclusion. Her family, supported by prosecutors, now claims there are serious inconsistencies in the case and insists that Bárbara was murdered, not the victim of a simple drug accident. They are formally requesting that the case be sent to a criminal jury, where new testimony, forensic evidence, and witness accounts could be examined in open court. Prosecutors reportedly believe the circumstances of Jankowski's death were not properly investigated, raising concerns about possible negligence, coercion, or intentional harm. While details of the alleged inconsistencies remain under legal review, one key figure in the case has already drawn intense scrutiny. The attorney at the center of the investigation, a 51-year-old public defender, whose name has not been publicly released due to legal protections, acknowledged to police that he was with Jankowski at the time of her death. According to his statement, he admitted to hiring her for sexual services. He confirmed that both used illicit substances together. He claimed that she fell asleep and became unresponsive. He said he immediately called emergency services when he realized something was wrong. Emergency responders reportedly instructed him over the phone on life-saving procedures, but his efforts were unsuccessful. Bárbara was pronounced dead inside a residence in São Paulo at just 31 years old. However, Jankowski's family disputes nearly every part of his version of events. They argue that the timeline of her collapse is unclear. There are missing gaps in communication. Certain forensic details have not been fully explained. The situation involves a powerful legal professional who may have benefited from procedural protections. These unanswered questions are now fueling public outrage across Brazil. Before her death, Bárbara Jankavski was one of Brazil's most recognizable extreme cosmetic influencers. She embraced the nickname, Human Barbie, after undergoing dozens of surgeries, including facial reconstruction, body sculpting, lip procedures, and enhancement operations that dramatically altered her appearance. Her social media content focused heavily on surgical recovery journeys, before and after comparisons, cosmetic consultations, beauty maintenance routines, lifestyle footage tied to luxury aesthetics. Supporters viewed her as fearless, open, and unapologetically surgical. Critics accused her of promoting unrealistic beauty standards and potentially dangerous cosmetic culture. Despite the controversy, her audience grew into the hundreds of thousands, and her influence within aesthetic circles was undeniable. Earlier reports raised immediate questions. When news of Jankowski's death first emerged in early November, early reports indicated she died after ingesting an unknown substance during a private meeting. At the time, few details were available. Social media speculation exploded almost instantly. Fans questioned why no one else was present. Why the substances used were still unidentified. Why the investigation moved quickly to an accidental ruling. As more details surfaced about the involvement of a public defender, widespread suspicion followed. To many observers, the case suddenly appeared far more complex than a routine overdose. Public reaction and media pressure. Since the official ruling was released, Brazil's online community has been split into two camps. One side accepts the toxicology-based ruling of accidental overdose. The other believes the investigation was rushed or compromised. Hashtags demanding justice for Barbara have trended across Brazilian platforms, with users calling for transparency and an independent review of the case. True crime commentators, forensic analysts, and legal influencers have also begun dissecting the case publicly, pointing out potential procedural gaps and unusual legal protections surrounding the witness. What happens next? As of now, the São Paulo prosecutor's office is pushing for the case to go before a jury trial. Jankavski's family is seeking a full homicide investigation. The attorney remains under legal scrutiny but has not been formally charged. No additional suspects have been publicly named. If the case does go before a jury, new forensic examinations, digital evidence, and witness testimony could dramatically reshape what the public currently believes about how Barbara Jankavski truly died. A legacy now tied to mystery. Barbara Jankavski spent her life transforming her appearance in the public eye. Now, after her sudden death, her name has become attached to a far darker transformation, from influencer to unresolved mystery. Whether she was the victim of a tragic overdose or a far more serious crime remains unknown. But one thing is certain: her family is not walking away quietly, and neither is the public. As Brazil watches the legal battle unfold, the truth surrounding the death of the so-called human Barbie may only be just beginning to surface.